So today is 2-2 adding integers. Some of you will remember this when we start talking about it. But the first thing I want to talk about is that bell ringer. I have, what is the absolute value of x? Absolute value of x equals 4. I want to know what 4 can be. What's one thing 4 can be? Yep. Negative 4. What else can x be, Olivia? 4. Can be those two different things. A lot of times people automatically put 4 in there. They forget about they can also have a negative one too. So don't forget that. What is absolute value? What is absolute value? The what, Logan? Yep, the amount of spaces from 0. Should I ever have a negative answer with absolute value? No. What's the exception? When it's on the outside, and you probably saw one of those in your homework. There should have been maybe one. Maybe it was an odd one. I'm not sure, but there was for sure one in your book yesterday. There was? Additive inverse property. Additive inverse property states that when you add a number and its opposite, the answer is always 0. Sure. If you want to write this, you can. Or you could just write some examples. What is the opposite of 5? Okay. So if I add 5 and negative 5, what am I going to get? 0. That's what this property states. If you add two opposites together, you're always going to get 0. And then I actually have an example for you right here. 9 plus negative 9. If I add negative 100 plus 100, my answer is always going to be 0. Anytime I add the same number, and one is positive and one is negative, the answer is always 0. Hannah? Yep. Yep. Do you remember that? Very cool. I'll explain it again. I'm going to do kind of the same thing last year. I'm going to teach you the 3 different ways to add negatives and integers. You choose which way you like the best. I don't care which way you choose, as long as you can figure out a way where you can get the answer correct. Okay, so you choose which way you want. If you want to use tiles, if you want tiles at your desk, I will give you tiles. You can use them. Take them home. I don't care. Okay? Does not matter to me. So that's one way is the tiles. So these are the 3 ways you can add integers. You probably remember some of these. Number line, I think a lot of times you learned the number line in 6th grade. I think this is the way you learn to add them in 6th grade from what the 7th graders told me this year. I'm going to show you a way with tiles, and I'm going to show you a way with cats and dogs, and that's what some of you remember already. I had somebody else in the other class said, oh, we can do cats and dogs, and I'm like, yeah, but not today, tomorrow. So we are going to do them, and I'll explain to you what they are. We talked about that one already. All right, so here's the number line. And some of you might like this and some of you might not. To me, it's more confusing because are you going to have a number line everywhere you go? No. And you know, like even my number line up here only goes to 20 on both sides. So that's why I think that this one's really hard because when you're in 8th grade, you're adding like higher negative numbers and higher integers. And it's kind of hard to use a number line when you don't have one and when mine only goes up to 20. So, but I'll quick go through this. When you use a number line and you're adding a positive, what you do is you move to the right. Okay, so here's my example. Let's do negative 1 plus 3. On the number line, I'm going to find negative 1. There it is. And if I'm adding a positive, which I am, I'm adding 3, I'm going to move to the right 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, and where I stop, that's my answer. Okay. If you're adding a negative, you move to the left. So let's say I'm going to just use my one up here. I have 3 plus negative 5. I'm going to find 3 on my number line. I'll use a different color. If I'm moving to the left, I'm adding a negative 5. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where I end up, that's my answer. Okay, let's do another one quick. Let me erase some of this. What's that? Yeah, that's all you do. When you move, that's how many, you're figuring out how many spaces there are, right? So if I have negative 4 plus negative 2, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find negative 4 on the number line. And am I adding a negative? Yep, so I'm going to move left 2 spaces on that number line. 1, 2, and where I stop, like your spaces, I end up at negative 6. That's my answer. So, do you guys have questions on this method? It depends, like, on this part, well, it depends what method you choose. And I'll explain to you, like, on this method, wherever you end up on the number line, that's the sign you're going to take, okay? That's just the number line method. There's other methods that I'll explain to you when we get there, okay? I'm not going to waste time on the number line because I don't think a lot of you used it, okay? But I'm going to spend more time on the tiles and cats and dogs. So this is the second way. This is the tiles. If you want to draw a picture in your notebook, draw a picture in your notebook. That's okay. So red, those are going to be our negative numbers. And yellow tiles are going to be our positive numbers. Okay? And then a zero pair, this is one that's really important. And even if you aren't going to write this down, I want you to write this down. Okay? Zero pair is when you have a yellow and a red tile. In other words, that's like our additive inverse property that we just talked about. It's two opposites together. They always equal zero. It's up to you, but I'm going to use that for the next few chapters or the next few sections, so it's up to you. So the reds are the negatives, the yellows are the positives, John? Well, I'm going to show you. I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I haven't done anything. I'm just waiting for you to write. So this is my problem, 5 plus negative 3. So how many yellow ones should I have? 5. My 5 yellow ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then how many red ones should I have? Okay, so I'm going to add 3 red. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so do you see some zero pairs in here? Okay, so here's a zero pair, because remember they cancel. Here's a zero pair, they cancel. Here's a zero pair, they cancel. What do I have left? 2 yellows. So this is how you can figure out if they're positive or negative. What do we have left? You have 2, and if they're yellow, what are yellows again? Positive. Okay? So it's just sweet. You take the sign of the bigger number. The sign of the bigger number. Right. Right. Yeah, so you can even just look at something like this and say, do I know what the answer is already going to be? I know it's going to be positive because my 5 is bigger. Yep, that's another way. Yep. All right, so let's try some of these. Let's just talk about them in tiles first. Let's just talk about them in tiles. How many yellow tiles am I going to have? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many reds? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. And then I have some zero pairs I can throw away. Zero pair, zero pair, zero pair. Ooh, that went to the wrong spot. Shoot. I'm going to end up, oh, that's okay. Zero pair. It's still going to be wrong. What's happening? Okay, where did that even come from now? There. Then I have 1 left. 1 red one, right? So 1 negative. Okay. If I look at something like this, I'm going to have 2 reds, and I'm going to have 3 reds. How many reds am I going to have together? 5. Do I have any zero pairs? No, so I don't got to take any away. Okay? So it'll be a negative, because I'm going to have all reds here, and I can't take any away. Yep? Yep, just adding. Just adding. Just adding. Yep. Questions so far? Let's go to cats and dogs, because I know this is what a lot of you remember. Okay? Let's go to cats and dogs. Okay, now listen. This is what some of you are going to want to use. If you get confused, this is the one you're going to want to use. Now listen closely. I don't need you to talk for me. I'll do the talking. Okay? Dogs are positive. Cats are negative. This is a way to do tiles in your head instead of actually having to move things out and around. Okay? So we all know that dogs and cats, when they get together, they fight. Can be funny. Okay, so let's say that always when a dog or cat runs out, the opposite follows. Okay, so if a dog runs out, a cat also runs out. And what does that represent? If I have a dog and a cat, that represents a zero pair, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. If I have -3 plus 7, how many cats do I have in this problem? Okay, how many dogs do I have in this problem? Okay, now, since my cat's number is smaller, That's what's going to run out of the problem first. So how many cats are going to run out of this problem? Then if I have 3 cats, what's going to follow? 3 dogs are going to follow, right? So then how many dogs am I going to have left? 4. Positive 4, because dogs are positive. Okay, now listen, I'm going to explain it again. John, what do you need? We're not going to get, no. Yeah, you can, but we're not going to. What do you mean? What do you mean just add it? 7 plus 2 is 10. And we can't do that because we have some 0 pairs. Things that are going to cancel. Okay, so watch. 8th grade, come on, stop talking. Okay, so I have cats. Here's 3 cats. Here's 7 dogs. Okay, so since my number 3 is lower, that's what's going to run out first. So 3 cats are going to run out. And if 1 cat runs out, what a dog, right? Cat runs out, a dog's going to follow. Cat runs out, a dog's going to follow. This is what I have left. The reason I can't just add them together is because I have some things that are going to cancel in there. So now I'm left with 4 dogs, which is positive 4 because dogs are always positive. Okay, let's do another one. I'll do another one for you. Let's do negative 4 plus 10. Okay, so what do you know? Somebody tell me, what do you know about this problem? Olivia. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 4 cats. And how many dogs? 10. So what number's smaller? 4. So I know that's what's going to run out first. So I'm going to have 4 cats run out. See you later. What's going to run out then? How many dogs? 4. So I'm going to say, see you later, 4 dogs. But how many dogs am I going to have left? 6. 6 is my answer. Positive 6, because they're dogs that I have left. Starting to catch what I'm throwing here a little bit? Yes? Okay, let's do another. Let's do a bigger one. Let's do 15 plus negative 23. Okay, so tell me, Hannah, tell me how many dogs I got. Okay, Lydia, tell me how many cats I got. Okay, so what's going to run out first? My dogs, because I don't have as many. So see you later, dogs. But how many cats are also going to run out? Okay, so how many cats am I going to have left? How many? 8. Is it positive or negative? Negative, because they're cats that are left. How are we doing so far? Okay. Well, whenever you have a negative and you're adding. Whenever you have a negative number and you're adding. Okay? So let's do negative 10 plus negative 14. Now let's look at this. How many cats here do I have? How many dogs? I don't have any dogs. How many cats do I have over here? So I have all cats. Is anything going to run out? I can't because there's no dogs. So how many cats am I going to have together? 24. Negative 24 cats. Okay. How are we doing so far? Okay, let's do another one. How about we do this? Talk to the people at your table about it. Okay? Make sure everybody's on the same page here. All right, here you go. Talk to your table people about it. Sure, that's what you're doing when you take your dogs away. That's what you're doing when you take your dogs away. Yep. It's easy till about December. All right, so somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. What do you know, Hannah? There's 14 cats left after everybody runs out. Negative 14, right? Okay. Try these by yourself at your table. Do not talk to anybody else. Just try them by yourself. Yep. Yep. I usually go down. I usually go down. That's fine. That's fine. That's what cats and dogs is. It's doing it in your head. All right, so negative 15 plus 20. What do you got, Carter? The first one. 5. 60 plus negative 5. AB, what do you got? 55. This next one should be easy. This is just like what you've been doing your whole life. 35 plus 13. What do you got, Olivia? 48. Negative 9 plus negative 18. Kaylee? Negative 27. All cats. Negative 10 plus 8. Logan? Negative 2. Yep, that's right. 24 plus negative 12. Emily, what do you got? 12. Nice job. Questions so far? Okay, now let me show you what's going to happen today. Okay, let me show you a little more what's going to happen. We're going to get into adding more than 2 digits. Okay, now use a strategy. What's a strategy you could use for this? Hannah. Okay, so that's Hannah's strategy. She's going to add the negatives, and she's going to add the positives, and then at the end, she's going to add them. That's a good strategy. What's another strategy you could use for this? Left to right. Negative 4 plus 6, then add negative 3, then add 9. That's another strategy. You choose what strategy you like the best. I don't care, as long as you remember to add all of them. Don't forget one. Don't forget one. You can do this one if you want. That's fine, you can do it. What's that? Is that the last slide? I don't know. I have 3 more, so we'll see what I got. Probably enough story problems, my guess. Okay, so what'd you do? Did you do it in your head? Okay. Who added the negatives first? I did in my head, quick. Who went from left to right? Okay. Did anybody else do it? What'd you do? Well, either way, that's to me the same thing as adding the negatives first. What did you get for an answer? Ryan, what did you get for an answer? 8 is the answer. Nice job. 8's the answer. All right, add these for me. Add these for me. Olivia, no, we're going to put those down, please. Thank you. Add these for me. I would still follow the same strategy. You could add all the negatives and the positives. You could do whatever you want. You could go from left to right. 25 plus 18 plus negative 23. Virginia, what'd you get? 20? Yeah, that's right. 20's right. Well, this is what I would do for these. I would find two that go together really easy. Well, I know that 25 plus negative 23 is going to be 2. And then 2 plus 18 is 20. I would look for things that could easily go together, too. And then negative 65 plus negative 2 plus 9. Olivia? Negative 50, is that right? Okay. One thing you got to be careful of are story problems. You got to be careful of story problems. But if you listened yesterday and you can put an integer to a situation, remember how we said like 5 below par? You did like negative 5, remember? Okay, so you got to remember that today too for your story problems. A bank account has $50 in it. What is the balance after the debit card was used for $33 and $41? Okay, so there's many ways you can answer this question. There's so many ways. You can take 50 minus 33 and then take that minus 41. Or you can do 50 plus negative 33 plus negative 41 equals whatever. But here's the thing. I don't care what you do as long as you get the answer right. It doesn't matter to me. If you don't want to deal with negatives, then do 50 minus 33 and then take that minus 41. Are you going to end up negative, though? You know how I know? Because 33 plus 41 is more than 50. You're going to end up negative. That's fine. I don't care what you do, as long as you solve the problem. Do you have questions for me? If you need help, yes, ma'am. Well, if they used it for 33, it went away. They used it, like $33 went out of their account, 41 bucks went out of their account. That's how you know. Or like if they would say below, or if they would say withdrew $33, that would be another one. What's that? Yep, use the words from yesterday. Yep.